All right, so hopefully you saw part one of this, part 1 and 2 in this video series, travel blog series, I guess you could call it. I am in Lake Lure. The first part I did, if you didn't see it already, I just did a little example of how you can drink in some light codes, breathe in and accept light codes from the sun. This is where I am walking in Lake Lure, North Carolina, and I was talking a little bit about how the lake had been, the whole town. It's devastating. I've never seen anything like it. It is somewhat apocalyptic, but not entirely, because there's a lot of workers there. People really bringing their efforts forward, but everything's closed there. I didn't even know that when I went. I really didn't. I thought, because I had been in Asheville for quite a while, I thought Lake Lure was more recovered, because Asheville is in many ways very recovered. I know there's still areas that they're still devastated there too, but they are rebuilding, especially at the bottom of the Biltmore Estates, which I did videos on that, right? In any case, in this series, what I wanted to share with you here about was, in this extension of this series, I wanted to talk to you more about the awakening of the light within you and the crystalline consciousness, right? The crystalline structure of who you are. Your crystalline structure is the first 12 dimensions of consciousness, and we call it dimensions, but they're bandwidths of energy that are both within you and that you are within. And that might seem boggling to the mind, but you're so much more than the physical body, the emotional body, and the mental body, and even within you that we already know, the electromagnetic body, right? Science already knows all those things, regular mainstream science. But you have 12 dimensions, which include those four I just mentioned. And so these dimensions of consciousness that you are, in the first parts of your personality self as an individuation, can be identified as the crystalline consciousness. I'm going to cut through here a little and go over a little bridge here, I think. We'll see. Otherwise, I can't tell if I can cross this bridge. It's a little footbridge. Otherwise, I'll turn around again. So the thing is where was I going with this? All of this crystalline consciousness gets awakened when you go to places. You don't have to go to the places to do it. But because I'm in Lake Lure, I want to share, because there's crystals everywhere here. All kinds of crystals. Yeah, this bridge might not be passable, and that's okay, because I'm probably just going to go back. But I'll show you where. It's just a little footbridge. It's not like anything. I just love stuff like that. So we just walk up so we could take a look. The crystalline consciousness within you, the crystalline body, that's part of how you identify as an individuation. It's so cute. Right. See it? It's a little footbridge. These are the little things that I get high off of when I travel. It's probably passable, but it's all right, because I don't actually want to walk on the other side. I want to walk up here where I was. It's a little further away from any noise. Anyway, when you come to these places like this here in Lake Lure, these parts of you start to get activated. Why? Because the crystals in the major areas, so Lake Lure and most of Asheville, all of Asheville and most of the surrounding towns around Asheville, in the mountains here, are all encompassed in mountains that have lots of different crystal mines, right? And the crystals activate the crystalline body. All different kinds of crystals, crystal mines are around here, and you can do the research on them. There's a lot of mica, which kind of amplifies and mirrors the energy that you are. And there's a lot of, there's definitely some Lemurian here, which is the clear quartz. There's the blue one. What is that called again? I'm forgetting the name. Some of you will know it. It's what a lot of people thought was the reason behind the weather issues. Through channeling, that's not what I get, I'll say. But what is the name of that the blue one that's used in a lot of pharmaceutical drugs to help make people happy? It's, damn, it'll come to me. In any case, these crystals here, and of course the crystal mines are also really strong in Arkansas. They're also really strong in Sedona. They happen to have them in Sarasota. All of these places I've lived. And that crystal line, those are all what we call connecting ley lines, major intersecting connections of energetic centers that a lot of light workers, star seeds, galactic people who resonate in that genre, we go to these places without even, we a lot of times will say, well, the area called us, or we just felt called to it, or we felt drawn to it. I mean, I don't even know why I came to Asheville. I knew I was looking for a new home, but I know I'm not a city person. So I wasn't planning on living in Asheville, but I just felt it was really important for me to be here and for me to stop and, explore, see the place. Here's another one of these little walk bridges. Look how cute. I'm going to turn around. Oh, footbridge, right? Let me see if I can get it for you. There it is. It's cute, right? And of course there's water. This is all connected to Lake Lure. This water is not technically clean anymore. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. Look at the beautiful sunlight on it. Because of this hurricane, they're pumping some chemicals, but there are definitely a lot, of fish in these water, little ones. So that's nice. Good to see. Life's still thriving. Anyway, all these crystal hubs that are always really intersections of what we call ley lines, which are lines of energy, superhighways, where all the crystals connect and sort of in a way speak to one another, and then they activate the crystalline body. And you want to activate your crystalline body, right? The video right before this, I showed you how to activate the DNA, which helps activate the crystalline body. When I showed you one of the ways you can do that using the light of the Son of God and the light codes that come from the sun. So watch that video. But this one, these crystals, they're all under the ground here, right? They're highly activating. And they help awaken the crystalline body and the crystalline consciousness, which can also be referred to as the Christ consciousness. But please don't get confused about it being religious. Right? Most religions know nothing about this stuff. Look how pretty. In fact, a lot of religions, I've had crystals around my neck in some of the places I went to. And I talked to people in coffee shops, nowhere up here, but down more in like Georgia. And they'd look at the crystal and they'd be like, oh, my religion tells me not to trust you because you're wearing that crystal around your neck. Okay, I get it. But that's how religions teach you not to trust. I'm not saying all religions, and I'm not saying every religion. I'm just saying they teach you how not to trust, and they teach you how to keep yourself separate, and you don't get, and you're not able to access and harness your power, your God-given gifts, right? Because these crystals are storing up the codes to help awaken and activate that multidimensional aspect of you, who you are, who you're meant to be, the gifts that are lying dormant within you. They're stored in the DNA as well. On the physical level, they're stored in the DNA because your DNA is physical. Even your non-activated DNA, which is the 10 other strands, right? Science already knows that exists, and you have more than those, but those are not physical yet because not enough people have activated them. But once they do, science will discover more strands of DNA, because science discovers it after light workers bring it and anchor it into the physical world. That's the way it goes. So you come to ley lines like this, and again, you do not have to come physically to do it. Everything's energetic. You don't have to be in a physical location, but when you come here, it happens. And again, that's why so many light workers and wayward, travelers and change agents. My dog's got a sniff of something here she's pretty attached to, so You see her? I think so. There she is. So that's why she's eating something. Okay, some kind of dirt. That's why so many light workers gravitate towards these areas. It's not just because, oh, it's a hippie town and it's cute and it's artsy. Although typically light workers have that kind of artsy, curious, open-minded, willing to explore. That's why there's a lot of, gender identity stuff going on. It's not the whole reason, but there's part of it. So there's so many things going on that are awakening people to more of their multidimensional self. And it just happens more when you come to a physical place, or it happens more effortlessly. Let's say it that way. Somebody just landed on my nose, a bug. When you come to a place like this, because there's crystals. Now, one of the ways there's crystals, when I got on this path at the onset of it, I'll just show you a crystal I picked up. It's not like, oh, do I have it in my pocket? I thought I did. Maybe not. Maybe I put it down and dropped it. Oh, too bad. I thought I kept it. I guess I didn't. I find him. Oh, here he is. He's in my pocket. All right, this is a Lemurian, but it's got granite in it. So, can you see that? It's pretty white. Sorry, the green plastic bag is for doggy. But that's a white one, right? It's got a little mixture of granite. But when you find those on the surface level, there's deeper in the inner earth. There's more clear. It's less mixed with the physical. Okay, I got to figure out where I came from. Oh, this is where I came from. Right, because that brings me back to where I was. So, in any case, when you start putting yourself around these ley lines where the crystal grids meet and they activate and strengthen, heighten, amplify the consciousness that is designed, see, there's all kinds of crystals here under my feet, that is designed to help awaken humanity. That's part of the role of the crystals. When you come around here, you start getting more activated and awakened. All kinds of awakenings happen for you. All kinds of realizations, ahas, epiphanies, shifts happen. Like, so for example, one of the big things, I'll talk about this in my next video, that's been going on for me is just a heightened relationship with my own divine team. I've always had a great relationship. But here's some of these fallen trees, right? A lot of this is probably from the hurricane. As you can see, they're cut. So probably clean up. In any case, here's another crystal. Nice one. There's a lot of them here. See that one? It's pretty. Right, you might say it's just a white crystal, but that's an indication on the surface that there's clear ones below. So when you come to these places, they help you to awaken and remember. And light workers are we naturally gravitate towards places like this. Oh, I know what I was saying. Here's another one. There's tons of them here. They're always sparkling up. I can't really tell how pretty it is here. Let's see. But that's crystal, if you can see that. Really pretty. Look at this little pond area here, if I can show you. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see that. So what I was saying was part of this awakens more of your intuitive connection, your connection with source, your supersensory gifts, extrasensory gifts, and your capacity to function in the world in a better way. It's really true. And it heals your body and it heals your mind and heals your emotion, right? Because you as a crystalline consciousness, oh, I'm going the wrong way. I missed my turn. You as crystalline consciousness it's so much more than the human identity, and your brain functions better. You think faster, you have more knowing, you have more capacity. You can't be controlled or manipulated in the same ways. You can't be told things from false authorities like stick this in your arm and this is the only solution you have, or whatever it is these false authorities are telling you to do. Or you can't be limited by believing that you'll never have enough or that you won't be taken care of. This is where I was going on the self-trust issue. Like, this journey for me, a lot of it is more of my connection with my own team is starting to awaken. Look at this path I'm on now here. So cool, isn't it? So pretty. So being in these ley lines is helping to awaken more of that for me. And of course, it really helps when you do it with intention. It helps when you start using various practices like the one I taught you from the other video that was right before this, but also with, meditation with intention, working with your team. And you have to learn self-trust. You have to learn trust in a whole new way. Divine trust. It's a whole new kind of trust. It's not something that, it's something that we're really missing. And I told you that story before of the person I met who was religious, who said, oh, my religion teaches me not to trust you because you're wearing a crystal around your neck. And when she said that, I said, I hear you. I didn't even disagree. I'm not like there to lecture her. She'll find it out on her own. I hear you. I understand. Some religion teaches that. I might have said to her, I'm a trustworthy person, but I get it. You don't know me. It's fine, right? Look how pretty this is. I'm going to turn around right here so you can see this. I don't know if you can see how pretty it is. But there's this fallen branch. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is the thing, right? Now, if you can't come and visit these places, don't worry. You can get beautiful Lemurian crystals. I mean, you get them online. It's good if you know how to muscle test. I teach about that. And I teach about that in the Sacred Visionary Mentorship, all about what to do with them, how to work with them, how to work with crystals, how to use them for activating your DNA, how to use them, how to communicate with them, because there's consciousness in everything, and how you can use them in your business, in your life. Wow, this is pretty here. It's rusty. What does that mean, that rusty look in the water? I don't know if you could see that. Pretty though, so pretty. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so there's just so many more gifts that we have that we can bring into this world as we start to awaken and activate. And there's places in Mother Earth where it's waiting for us. And you don't have to actually go and visit. Hello. Hi. For it to work for you. I'm getting close to the trailhead, which is why now I'm seeing people, because I went a lot further before. You don't have to go visit to those places. You can get crystals and learn how to work with them and learn how to use them. And of course, this is something I teach on all my retreats and my Sacred Visionary Mentorship. But listen, start letting yourself receive more consciousness. It'll change your life in the most powerful, profound ways. Crystals will also teach you how to work with weather and understand how the earth. Shamans know this stuff, most good shamans. Not all of them. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there, but I want to see if I can show you this pretty waterway here. See if I can turn and help you see. Yeah, you can see a little bit of it there. It's just magnificent beauty, right? Mother Earth has so much beauty to share with us. And it's always available. And the crystals are part of the nature kingdom, right? They're the crystalline kingdom, but they're part of the nature kingdom. So everything is available when we start tuning in and tapping in. All right. I'm going to sign off for now. I hope this has been helpful. I'm almost at the trailhead, a few minutes away from where I am. So I'm going to sign off. Sending you so much love. I'm hoping wherever you are, you're having a magnificent day. And please, I will do my next video. I plan, unless something else inspires me, on this topic area of developing more self-trust and trust in the divine, because that's been a huge part of this journey for me, and I think that's a big part of the awakening journey that we all go through. So I hope it will be helpful to you. And how nature, crystals, all of it helps. All right. Lots of love to you. Farewell for now. Bye-bye.